WarHawk was a budget game released in 1986 by Firebird Software for the Commodore 64. As you can see, it is a vertical shooter. And I'll be honest, in my opinion, the game isn't even that good. But the music is great since it was created by Rob Hubbard, who is a legend in Commodore 64 music. However, the game was also available on other platforms, such as the Atari 8-bit computers and the Atari ST. Both use the same song, but it definitely sounds different.
So I was only 11 years old the first time I got my hands on this game, and I think I actually did play it quite a lot, but I think I played it mostly because I enjoyed listening to the music.
Many of you saw my repair job on this Yamaha PSR-36. This is the most advanced FM keyboard that I own. This has a 4-operator FM chip inside and was produced in 1988.
Now, I've been wanting to find a great song to play on this keyboard to show off its capabilities. And I thought WarHawk would probably be a great song for that. Now, unfortunately, WarHawk turned out to be a little bit more difficult than I had originally anticipated. Now, the melody is easy. In fact, let me show it to you.
I used the fantasy voice since it has that ghostly sound to it. And in some places I added the vibrato to it.
Now, much of the song was actually difficult to decode. Let me show you a breakdown of the 3 different voices in use on the C64 and how each one was used.
So here you have the main melody. Like I said, this one is simple enough. Okay, so there's this background tune, and it's super easy to play. I used the piano instrument for it. And there's this tom-tom sound. No problem, I used the tom-tom on the keyboard. But what is this? Seriously, what is that?
Now, is that supposed to be a percussion sound, or is it a melodic instrument? I'm not sure. I tried using several things, but in the end I ended up using a cowbell for that.
And on the last voice, you have this bass line. That part is pretty self-explanatory. But what is this? Another mystery.
And keep in mind, I have a limited set of percussion instruments to work with on this keyboard, so I ended up using the snare drum for this. What got really annoying is trying to decode the trills. Now, a trill is where the artist wants to use several simultaneous notes, but they don't want to use more than one voice, so they just alternate the notes very quickly, and it gives kind of the perception that the notes are played at the same time, but they're not.
So take this little piece here, for example. Now, here's what I have to do to decode this. I take the one note and I paste it into its own track. And then I zoom in to where I can see better what's going on. There are actually 3 distinct sounds going on here. You have the noise waveform being used to create something like a hi-hat. And then this section has 2 notes being alternated back and forth. So what I have to do to figure out which notes are being played is to break them up. So I'll take one note and then I'll paste it into its own track and then copy it a bunch of times to make it longer. And then I have to do the same thing with the other note, and eventually I can hear what both notes are, and then I can find them on the keyboard.
Now, try to imagine doing this 100 times to decode all the different notes in the song, and you'll get an idea of just how annoying it was to figure out what the notes were. So even though I thought WarHawk would be a great song to show off this keyboard's capabilities, I spent so much time decoding the song that I didn't spend near as much time figuring out ways to perform it really well. But anyway, here it is. So that's only actually about half the song. I did actually perform the whole song, and if you want to listen to it, there's a link down in the description field to my SoundCloud channel where you can take a listen. I also performed about the first 20 seconds or so on my Casio VL1, and you can hear that in the credits music. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.